Thanks for checking out this video. Don't forget, like and subscribe. See, the biggest story here involves Netflix and WBD. In a potential acquisition that could change the face of entertainment forever, Netflix announced on Friday morning they intend to acquire part of Warner Brothers Discovery. So, Warner Brothers Discovery, WBD, for those of you that don't recall, they're actually in the middle of splitting into two companies. And so there's going to be a portion that includes the film and television studios, HBO Max, HBO, and DC Universe, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, etc., etc. And there's going to be another company that is going to include all of the television networks, TBS, TNT, etc. And so Netflix is looking to acquire the film and television studios. So Netflix would not be acquiring TBS and TNT, which of course is where AEW is airing their television. The reported acquisition price, approximately $82.7 billion, and there's a $5.8 billion breakup fee to WBD if the deal falls through in any way, which is very interesting because what this means is that if the Securities and Exchange Commission decides, we can't let this happen, concerns about monopoly, etc. If the deal is not allowed to continue because of the SEC, WBD still gets $5.8 billion, and then they can attempt to sell elsewhere. So anyway, that's good for them. But Netflix stated in their media release they expect to maintain Warner Brothers' current operations, which include theatrical releases for movies. Something that Netflix leadership has said in the past was not of interest for their own produced content. So, obviously, Netflix, there's a lot of movies nowadays that, they come out on Netflix. They don't go to the theaters. They go straight to Netflix. And, of course, there's concern here that if Netflix acquires these studios, well, that'll be the end of these movies going to theaters. They'll go straight to Netflix or Max. And, of course, Netflix is claiming, no, that's not going to happen. These movies are still going to go to theaters. But a lot of people say a lot of things before they acquire something, and then once things are acquired, everything changes. Netflix has never been interested in theatrical releases. It's always just going to Netflix. So the big question here is, well, what's going on? When does this take place? What's happening? So this conceivably affects AEW in the sense that AEW programming currently does air on Max. And Max would be part of this Netflix acquisition. As far as the television, this has nothing to do with the television. So Dynamite, Collision on television, the actual television programs, those are going to continue through the end of 2027. And, if things go well, they'll continue through 2028 because there's a one-year option that WBD can pick up. But Max, that's another story. Now, do I think that the first thing that Netflix is going to do is take AEW off Max because, of course, Raw is on Netflix? I think that this is, there's far, far bigger fish to fry than that. Now, could it happen? Well, of course, it could happen. But is it a guarantee? Well, of course not. This is also, it's going to be a while before this whole thing goes down. So in the immediate future, I don't think there's any concern about AEW no longer airing on Max. So I think that potentially this could affect AEW at some point down the road, but imminently, the next 6 months, 8 months, year, 2 years, I think everything will largely stay as it is. But, we don't even know if the sale's even going to go through. It's not only the Securities and Exchange Commission here in the United States, but apparently in Europe it has to be approved as well. And there's already concern in Europe about the idea of this acquisition. So we're a long way away from really anything being determined one way or the other. I mean, because Netflix works with TKO and WWE. I mean, there is something. I mean, of all of the options, Paramount and there were a number of different interested parties. NBC Universal Comcast, Paramount Skydance. I think the potential worst possible option would have been Netflix. But the way that this is all falling out right now, it doesn't look like there's any immediate danger to AEW. But who knows down the road? I mean, honestly, like if you look 2-3 years down the road, I mean, I think there are far bigger issues than Netflix getting HBO Max. I mean, the biggest issue, honestly, is that this new ratings Big Data Plus panel, I mean, it's done a real number on pro wrestling. And that's not an issue for WWE right now because WWE just signed multiple long-term deals. I mean, all of their properties are locked in for a long time. So it's not an issue for WWE. Have you grabbed your F4WOnline.com shirt yet? Well, we got a bunch of them. They're up in the store right now. F4WOnline.com/shirts. You can grab your -5 stars shirt, your Dave Meltzer Wrestling Observer shirts, even the brand new After Dark Radio shirt. You love Granny? We have Granny's Gang shirts. Have you ever won a shoot battle royal? Probably not, but you can tell people you did. So check out the store, all of these great shirts and more. It's through Pro Wrestling Tees, F4WOnline.com/shirts. That's F4WOnline.com/shirts.